Barca should have won. The better team, a little bit of a scare, but we need to put some respect on this child's name. I know this, that, blah, 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 blah. But can you now see why this guy is the best player in the world and is critically to Barcelona also as well, Eldry. See, three names that I really want to talk about. Three names that I really want to talk about on this. So I'll start with the first one now. And again, I'm not going to jinx him and everything. I'm going to talk about your boy Eldry. Eldry is the best midfielder in the world. You see, this takes nothing away from Vitinha. And I think Vitinha is a fantastic midfielder. He's a fantastic midfielder. But when you look at Eldry play, there is one thing about being a very important part of a very well-functioning team, as another thing being a pivotal part of another team. This would best way to explain it. You take Vitinha away from PSG, they won't collapse. They'll miss him, they won't collapse because Jean Neves and Fabio Ruiz can still hold weight. So, but they will not completely collapse, but they'll miss it. Take Eldry away from Barcelona, they'll pretty much collapse. No offense to Frankie Ding Dong, but Frankie Ding Dong ain't an elite midfielder. He's a very good, but he ain't elite. Casado ain't that freaking dude. So the importance to the functioning of Barcelona, i.e., taking it from defense to midfield and from midfield to attack and connecting midfield to attack. Oh, Eldry is pivotal. And it's his ball control. It's his footwork. It's how quickly he's able to now make decisions. It's his decision making. It's how quickly he makes his decisions. It's his dribbling. It's his balance, how he carries the ball, his balance on the ball. There is just so much he has to his game. And I think for any great central, if you're a kid saying, how do I play central midfield? The only player you look at is Eldry. Like back in the day, again, hold up. I am not comparing him to Zid. I'm not comparing him to freaking Zid. But if I told guys, okay, how do you play central midfield? Go to YouTube and watch Zidane. Go to YouTube and watch Zidane. Because, and I think it was even my big brother that made the point that outside of Pirlo, I can't remember another midfielder who would change the course of a game like Zidane. Ever. But again, another guy again, this dude, I said again, arguably the most press resistant player I've ever seen in my life. And I remember, I think it was called the 2011 Champions League final. I don't think Xavi lost the ball for 90 minutes. For 90 minutes, I don't think he lost the ball. And the guy, I believe, had possession of the ball more than any other player on that pitch. And even though he had the ball more than any more player on that pitch, he never ever lost the ball. So Eldry is just following in those footsteps of Xavi. He literally is the Xavi successor. But here's the thing. Even watching him in this game, Eldry has a final third threat that Xavi didn't have. Like Xavi was superb in the sense of the pitch, absolutely superb. Press resistance, keeps possession of the ball, makes smart passes, make good forward passes. It was excellent. He wasn't a guy that would score loads of goals or was really good at shooting or could really make that critical through ball while running with the ball. So in terms of just how dynamic Eldry is, how much more athletic he is, what he now brings much more in the offensive sense. Oh no, Eldry actually surpasses Xavi. So Eldry's ceiling, now everyone reaches their ceiling, but his ceiling could be better than Xavi. So Eldry could be that freaking dude. If he keeps on going, if he doesn't say what's up to the hospital, and he doesn't say what's up to like Ward 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, or he doesn't say what's up to Ward Quattro, what was it? Oh no, so if it says what's up to Ward Quattro Tres Cinco, he'll be alright. He'll be cool. So But watching him in this game is just fantastic. And I think, again, it's good as a whole Ballon d'Or thing, is if you watch the games and you actually just, that's the key thing, you watch the games and you watch Eldry play and just watch how he just moves around with the ball left to right and just how mobile he is and how he just has a 360 vision of where he wants to go. Then you realize that, yeah, this is the best midfielder in the world. And no, he is top 10 best players in the world. I'd argue top 5. I'd argue top 5, but that's a serious. I'd argue right now, because here's the thing, can you name 5 players better than Eldry? In any position, can you name 5 players better than Eldry? You can't. You can't. You cannot name 5 players. He is top 5 best players in the world. Now you can argue where he now sits 3rd, 4th, 5th, but he's top 5 in the world, 100%. But a fantastic player, and he is the best central midfielder in the world. Ski. I'll get to it. There's always this argument of like, who are the best finishers out there? Who are the best finishers out there? And would you consider the Ski one of the best finishers out there? Like the guy's getting up in his age, bro. I mean, hold up. How old is the Ski? I don't know how old is the Ski. So the Ski is Lewandowski age. So the Ski is 37. The Ski is 37. So he turns 30. You see, the Ski is still a very good finisher. And my thing is, if you supply to him, and I'll get to about supplying to him, but if you supply to him, he's cool, put the ball at the back of the net. And I do believe, if you tell me, okay, Hanford, who are the most elite finishers right now? Haaland, Kane, the Ski. I believe these are the most elite. Like, give them a chance, give them a good chance. These are the 3 players who I believe that if you give them a good chance, it's a goal. I think it's these 3 players: Haaland, Kane, and this Ski. Like, these guys are so superb. Now you can maybe try and put an Isak in there, put some other guys in there, but so I don't really count Mbappe as a striker. But if you just say pure finishers, the way Mbappe is going out, I'll say I'll put Mbappe in there right now. But the fact that at 37 years of age, he's amongst the best finishers out there is amazing. But what you'd always say is, how much will his age hold him back? But the key thing for Barcelona is just to have him there. Just to have him there is very important. And I think the thing about the Ski, though, is that he actually feels that he's still elite. He still feels that he's like, bro, you may say 37, so I still believe that I'm that dude. I still believe I can say what's up. So people saying you're an old fogey, getting the freaking old some, you're an elderly piranha. You're an elderly piranha. I say, no, I'm not an elderly piranha. I can still live. That's why I call him the freak. Well, he's not really the Polish Nick. He was the Polish Nick in his key days, but it's just so impressive, this man's longevity and how he just keeps on going and saying what's up. So shout out to this kid. Let me Yamal. Listen about me. You see, we had a discussion about who was Barcelona's most important player. Was it Eldry or was it Mean? You see, they're both important. But you point a nuclear warhead and point it at my eyeball. Choose Eldry or the Mean. Who is the most important player for Barcelona? And I have to choose. It's the Mean. Now, remember, the best player isn't always the most important player. Barcelona's best player for a long time was Messi. But Barcelona's most important player was Xavi. So, because Messi was doing the goals, everything, but how that team functioned and the way that team functioned was pivotal to how they were dominant. But so how they functioned, Xavi was pivotal to how they functioned, i.e., controlling the game. And how they controlled the game gave Messi the platform to now execute and do the amazing things he was able to do. So Messi was the best player, Xavi was the most important. Now people say, oh no, this is the same thing. So Eldry is the Xavi, Yamal is the Messi. But my thing here is, that was a great team that Barcelona had. That was a great team that they had. So as good as Messi was, Eto'o was still there. Pedro was still very good. We all know how good David Villa was. We all know how good the Cannibal was. We all knew how good Neymar was. There is nobody even close to Cannibal, Neymar, Eto'o. in this Barcelona attack. So you're dealing with a much older ski. Shout out to the Shark, Ferran Torres ain't elite. Rafinha, Rafinha ain't looking at Neymar, Dino, or any of those guys. This ski, but this 37-year-old ski is not as good as a peak Eto, ain't as good as a peak David Villa. So when you look at just what Yamal has to do in terms of not only goal scoring, but generating creativity, just how much, okay, this is the perfect way to this is perfect. What Yamal is what Messi was in the 18-19 season. So remember, 18-19 season, Xavi was long gone. So what Messi was in that 18-19 season, he was the best player and the most important player because everything came through Messi. And for Barcelona to win or do anything, it was all reliant on giving the ball cook. So what Yamal is for Barcelona is what Messi was for that Barcelona team because all the quality players had already gone, so Messi had to do everything himself and had arguably one of the best seasons ever. Because again, I told you, like, people say, oh, 2012. Yeah, 2012 was amazing. But again, watch the games. Don't look at the stats. If you watch the games, the best performance by a footballer in a club season was Messi in 18-19. There has never been a player in history who has performed better over 10 months than what Messi did in 18-19. Go watch what he did in terms of goal scoring, creativity, dribbling, performances, clutch, big time. We've never seen a player perform like that over the course of a season. Not just goals or assists. Don't you look at the stats? If you watch the games, it's what he did. So Yamal's role in this team, in terms of giving the ball, operates. Like again, he came in a few minutes, turn off pace, give him an extra yard, cross into the box, Lewandowski header, boom. And whether it's Rafinha, whether it's the Shark, whether it's the ski, they are reliant on Yamal's creativity. So when you say, oh, Yamal doesn't score so much, because most Lewandowski, Rafinha, for instance, they're all reliant on Yamal's creativity. They're all reliant on him supplying. And if, let's say, he can't supply them, then he has to now cut in and now try and shoot for himself. So in that sense, Eldry is super important for the function of the midfield. But the most important player is Yamal. And for Barcelona to win games, a lot of it relies on Yamal and what he does and his functioning in this team. Because you can just see that when he just has the ball, there's just so much life. There's just so much spark. The movement is there. The ideas are there. Because when he just has the ball, the ideas are coming through. The footballing ideas are coming through. The footballing decisions are coming through. He is that dynamic player. And it's a big season. It's a big season because it's a massive season because you know what happens in the World Cup. But the clock is ticking. October 26th. October 26th. We all know what happens on October 26th. It gets real. Like that vid, guys. Remember, guys, join up, become a member to support your boy and for the extra content. And shout out to my Patreon peeps. More Patreon content is coming out this week. So thank you for your support on Patreon. Hit that subscribe button over there. Subscribe over there. And join us later tonight for our Sunday night hangouts. Peace out. Stay true. One love.